Now, Nkurunziza was in power for 15 years, the latter years marked by political violence and increasing criticism over the government's response to dissent. To discuss the late president's legacy, we're now joined by Dr. Achu from the Africa Institute of South Africa, AISA. And Doctor, let's start with his leadership around COVID-19 that we were just talking about. Burundi not instituting a lockdown, speculation that the late president may have contracted the virus. Let's start there. How do you rate his leadership?
Thank you, Francis, for having me. I think the key thing right here is that I think that for him not to have instituted some kind of a lockdown was an unwise move, because health experts, the WHO, and many other people that are very familiar with this kind of disease had actually advised countries across the globe to actually institute some kind of lockdown, but that didn't happen in Burundi. And from what we gathered, it seems that that a lot of the people that attended most of these political rallies and the elections that followed actually contracted the virus. So that alone explained, the kind of leader that President Nkurunziza was all about, a kind of an authoritarian person, so to speak, a kind of a man-made person, a kind of person that assumed that what he thinks it's been given to him, so to speak, by God. So yeah, exactly. Those are some of the issues which I think definitely characterize his kind of leadership.
So we'll look at the controversy in recent years when he ran for a third term. But let's start. He rose up after a civil war. He received several peace awards after that, enjoyed a good reputation until those recent years. Just tell us first about his rise to power.
President Nkurunziza was actually a rebel leader. He went to the bush, so to speak, after 1993, after the murder of Malcolm Dandaya, the first, so to speak, democratic elected president of Burundi, who only ruled for a little more than 2 weeks when he was assassinated by the Tutsi-dominated army. And immediately after that, the majority Hutu went to the bush to actually clamor for some kind of reforms in the way in which the country has been managed, because from 1961, when the country attained independence, a particular section of society had actually dominated the political, and the military domain of that particular country. I'm talking here of the Tutsi, which represents about 15%, just about 15% of the population. So Nkurunziza went to the bush to actually reverse some of the gains that, or the consolidation of political power, military power that the Tutsi had actually, gained in Burundi. And again, after several years, and it should be actually noted here that after several years of negotiations and fighting, the country actually signed a comprehensive agreement on the 28th of August 2000, which was negotiated by our own President Nelson Mandela. And it has been noted that that particular agreement, the Arusha Agreement, which was the Arusha Agreement, was perhaps one of the most comprehensive agreement that has ever been arrived at on the African continent. But surprisingly, President Nkurunziza was not part of the negotiation. He was not part of the political and the military leaders that actually signed that particular agreement. He was brought on board by President Beki, in around 2001, 2002, when he signed the Pretoria Accord, that actually, brought his party, the CNDD-FDD, into the political system in Burundi, and he eventually won the presidential election in 2005. So generally, that's how he became president of Burundi.
Dr. Achu, we're zooting through history now, so thank you for explaining his rise. But then, in 2015, it was announced that he would run for a third term, plunging Burundi into some chaos, and hundreds were killed. Towards the end, did he unwisely cling to power?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I think his narrow definition of the third term was actually what, or his second term, so to speak, was actually what brought Burundi into its knees again in 2015. Because his argument was that he was elected by parliament in 2005, so the first term, so to speak, could not count as a term. But again, he served 5 years, when another election was actually conducted in 2010. So what actually happened then was that, because he had consolidated his leadership in Burundi, he forced his way into organizing or into, I'm twisting the Constitutional Council to actually allow him to contest the 2015 presidential election, which actually led to close to 1,000 people, killed in Burundi, and which eventually generated about 500,000 refugees, mostly moving to Congo, to the DRC and Rwanda. And immediately after that particular crisis, Burundi eventually became a pariah, an international pariah, because state, so to speak, because they refused the AU peacekeeping mission into the country. A lot of journalists were arrested, political opponents imprisoned, and recently we've seen him actually expelling some senior officials of the World Health Organization. So basically, his narrow definition of what actually constitutes a term, a presidential term, actually brought on total suffering to the people of Burundi, who had actually suffered a lot, since the 1960s to today. So for me, I think he actually brought on total suffering to Burundians, unnecessarily for that matter, something that he shouldn't have happened.
All right, thank you very much. Analyzing the legacy and leadership of the deceased president of Burundi. He had decided not to take up a fourth term, so didn't stand for the most recent elections and was due to step down in August, but he died this week. Speculation now about COVID-19. Thank you very much. That was Dr. Achu, Senior Research Specialist at the Africa Insitute of South Africa.